7:13 It started with a yellow slip tucked under my windshield wiper. Notice, your vehicle is in violation of HOA parking ordinances. Move it within 24 hours or face fines and towing. I stared at the slip, then at my car. Parked directly in front of my house, neatly aligned with the curb. No fire hydrant, no blocking driveways, nothing. Karen, the HOA president, was standing a few houses down with her ever-present binder, watching me like a hawk. "You can't park there," she called out, marching over. "That section is community property. Vehicles must be parked in designated areas." I raised an eyebrow. "Karen, it's a street. My car's legally registered, and it's in front of my house." She smirked. "Doesn't matter. The HOA board voted last week. That stretch is restricted. If you don't move it, we'll fine you $200 a day and call the tow truck." I almost laughed. Good luck with that. The next morning, I woke to the sound of a tow truck's beeping alarm. Sure enough, Karen had made good on her threat. She stood beside the truck, directing it toward my car like a conductor leading an orchestra. I walked outside calmly, a folder in hand. "Hold it right there," I said. Karen turned with a smug grin. "Too late. This vehicle is in violation. You had your warning. It's gone." The tow driver looked uncomfortable. "Sir," she signed the order. "Says she's authorized." Authorized. I opened the folder and pulled out a thick stack of documents. "Not quite. See, this isn't community property. It's mine. All of it." Karen scoffed. "What are you talking about?" I handed the driver the first page. A county plat map and deed records. This entire street, from the corner stop sign to the cul-de-sac, sits on a private access road. The developer never handed it over to the city. I bought the road rights years ago when they came up for tax auction, which means I paused for effect. Every inch of asphalt under your HOA's precious bylaws belongs to me. The tow driver whistled low. "So if I touch this car, I'm trespassing?" "Exactly," I said. "And so is anyone who tries to enforce phony rules here. Karen doesn't have the authority to ticket, fine, or tow. The only person with power over this street," I tapped my chest, "is me." Karen's face turned bright red. "That's ridiculous. Streets belong to the community. We voted. Votes don't change deeds." I cut her off. "You've been harassing me on my own road. In fact, every time your HOA sends parking violations, you're actually issuing illegal notices on private property. That's fraud." The tow driver shook his head, climbed back into his truck, and drove off. "Not getting involved in this mess," he muttered. Karen sputtered, binder shaking in her hands. "Why, you can't enforce ownership like that. What about visitors? Deliveries? Residents?" I smiled. "They're welcome because I allow it. But you've abused the privilege. Effective immediately, your HOA has no right to enforce anything on this street. Keep pushing and I'll start charging your members for road access." Imagine explaining that at the next board meeting. The neighbors had gathered by then, whispering as the realization sank in. For years, they'd believed the HOA owned the streets, but now they knew the truth. Every car they parked, every bike their kids rode, every jogger on the asphalt. All were technically guests on my road. Karen tried one last gasp of defiance. "This isn't over," she snapped, storming back toward her house. But everyone could see it in her eyes. She knew it was. That evening, I parked my car squarely in the middle of the street just to make a point. Nobody said a word. Karen didn't dare. Because when you own the street, there's no HOA rule in the world that can move your car.